first episode begins in London. A man sets up a campaign table in a plaza lined with shops. A young man eats his breakfast in a flat above the plaza until a white van honks outside. He walks out to the van, opens the back, removes something, and walks away. In the plaza, the campaigner endorses Mayor Jaffrey and chats with a friendly woman from the bank who hands him a coffee. The young man sits on a bench facing the campaign table, a large bag beside him. Sitting down at the table, the campaigner calls out to the young man, trying to engage him in a discussion about the upcoming mayoral election. As he speaks, the young man reaches into the bag, pulls out a weapon, and starts shooting people in the plaza. Having killed everyone, he turns, and a gunshot hits him in the head. The sniper in the walkway above the plaza puts his gun away and leaves, driving away in the white van. Elsewhere, Rody Ho dances through a London neighborhood, oblivious to the world with his headphones on. When he steps into the street, Shirley Dander tackles him as the white van narrowly misses hitting him. Roddy's irate at her actions and gets even angrier when another vehicle runs over the headphones. She insists the van was targeting him and sped up when it approached him. When they get back to Slough House, instead of checking the CCTV to find the van, Roddy looks up the cost of his headphones and his ripped shirt and tells Shirley he expects her to replace both. She reminds him that she just saved his life and storms out. Jackson Lamb sits in Beppy's cafe. He's about to have breakfast. The television news reports about the shooting. His phone buzzes, and it's Louisa, who wants to offer Slough House's help in running background checks for the park in the aftermath of Abbottzfield. Lamb wonders why she cares, since it's her last day. He recommends she do something useful, like folding a paper airplane or making a rubber band ball, and hangs up. Catherine and Shirley come into Beppy's to find him. Shirley reports the attempt on Roddy's life. She describes the van and points out that the attempt happened on a street with no surveillance cameras. Lamb isn't bothered and makes it clear he has no interest in investigating. Shirley leaves, frustrated, and Catherine follows. Lamb turns his attention to the TV, where Dennis Gimbal is speaking about Abbottzfield. Emma Flight arrives at the Abbottzfield shopping center. The officer who meets her, Phil, tries to chat her up, but after she reminds him of some of his transgressions from when she was with the Metropolitan Police, he gets down to business, showing her the site of the shooting. In the gunman's flat, they find several Dennis Gimbal books. Outside Slough House, River carries several bags that clank. He stumbles in, the noise of the door causing Shirley to jump in fright. Co isn't bothered. Shirley meets River on the stairs and tells him about the attempt on Roddy's life. Roddy disputes this from his office. River chooses to believe it was a near accident rather than a purposeful attempt to run Roddy over. At the park, Diana Taverner directs agents to dig into the Abbottzfield shooter's background and find out how he slipped under their radar. Claude Whelan arrives to report that the Home Secretary is upset. Taverner notes that since the gunman was a Gimbal fan, both mayoral candidates should limit their public appearances. Whelan takes it upon himself to deliver that advice in person, feeling that if he tells Gimbal about the gunman's affiliation directly, Gimbal won't escalate to rabble-rousing. Whelan finds the candidates preparing for the mayoral debate at the Queen Elizabeth Center. After mistaking Mayor Jaffrey's chief of staff, Tyson Bowman, for his bodyguard, Whelan takes his embarrassment out on Gimbal's wife, Dodie, who rushes in unannounced. Despite Dodie being Dennis's campaign manager, Whelan insists that she leave the meeting as she writes for a national tabloid paper. Once she's gone, Whelan tells Gimbal about the gunman having his books and a photograph with him on his fridge. Jaffrey and Bowman find this all very interesting. Gimbal immediately claims he's being framed. Shirley finds Lamb napping on the couch in his office. She asks for Marcus's gun so she can be ready if the van people kick in the door looking for Roddy. Lamb reminds her that the gun was purposefully disappeared after Co used it to kill Patrice. She leaves without a weapon. Flight chats with Devon Wells on the phone as she walks away from the Abbottzfield crime scene. Wells sends photos from the crime scene. Flight calls Phil over. Once he confirms no one witnessed the gunman, True shoot himself. She uncovers True's body and realizes he was shot at a distance from an elevation. Finding the alcove where the sniper hid, Flight finds a bullet casing and concludes that True was executed. At Slow House, River preps the party food table while Louisa watches, looking depressed. Lamb comes in, takes a plate of food, gives them both his advice to find something else to do, and leaves. River convinces Louisa to stay even after that and calls to the others to join the party. Rody comes in and declares the party DOA. Catherine offers to make tea if anyone wants it. Shirley brings in some footage of the men she believes tried to kill Roddy. River's dismissive, and the others don't look convinced. Roddy leaves, saying he has places to be. Catherine gives Louisa a card and urges her to come back soon. River suggests hitting the pub and is startled when Co declines from an unobserved corner of the room. At the park, Flight and Wells present everything they have learned about Rob True, the Abbottzfield gunman, to Taverner. Using messages that True posted on The Unseen, a website for disaffected males, they explain that he got his gun and his plan from another user on the site. Since the shooting, the other shooter's profile has been deleted. On the street outside Slow House, Shirley tails Roddy while Catherine follows her. Catherine catches up to her when Roddy stops at a corner. She offers to be Shirley's backup. Both women are shocked when an attractive woman arrives and lets Roddy embrace her. Down by the Thames, Louisa reads her going-away card messages while River drinks a beer. She tells him that he clearly needs a break as well. He admits that he's tired of feeling stuck. Louisa shares that she doesn't plan to come back. River refuses to believe it. She points out that he's been compensating ever since he faced off against his father, Frank Harkness. They have an awkward exchange involving an unexpected kiss and then squabble about how they're leaving things. River's phone rings. Catherine tells River that Shirley's followed Roddy and his date into a nightclub. Since she can't possibly blend in and won't go in where they're serving alcohol anyway, she wants River to be Shirley's backup. After getting over the shock of Roddy on a date with a woman, River agrees to help. He gets off the phone and tells Louisa, who is also stunned at the news. Before they part ways, she asks for a bit of space while she gets back to feeling normal. She tells him not to call her. She will call him when she's ready to talk. Alone in his office, Lamb's scarfing down takeaway Chinese noodles when Catherine texts him that Roddy is with a woman and that Shirley and River are watching him. With a deep sigh, he gets up, two-fisting his food on his way out the door. River finds Shirley watching the dance floor from a balcony. She points out Roddy on the dance floor with his date. When River's attention is elsewhere, Shirley spots something suspicious and jumps from the balcony to take down a man she thinks has a knife. It turns out to be a metallic beer bottle. River runs to the dance floor to see what she's doing. A bouncer tries to throw them out, but River knocks the wind out of him. Roddy and his date make a move to leave. However, the bouncer catches sight of Shirley, and in evading him, she loses Roddy. After knocking the bouncer out with a CO tank, she spots the lovers getting into a cab. She hijacks a bike and follows. In the taxi, Roddy invites his date to spend the night. She puts him off, wanting their first time to be special. He gets out at his place and sends the cab on with the girl. In the cab, she texts someone that Roddy's heading home and alone.